Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. Hey Browns fans, you won't believe what's been happening lately, and it's got everyone in the NFL talking. You see, the Browns have been quietly navigating what's shaping up to be a pivotal season, and a story involving a legendary NFL figure, and his son has just added an unexpected twist to the narrative. If you follow the Cleveland Browns closely, you know that this franchise has a long history of resilience, passionate fans, and a desire to finally reach that promised land, another Super Bowl appearance. But now, with recent developments involving Deion Sanders and his son, Shedeur Sanders, there's a new layer of intrigue that could influence the team's future. And no, this isn't just gossip. It's a story that might have deep implications for the Browns' current roster, their coaching strategies, and their overall quest for greatness. So what exactly is going on? Well, according to sources close to the Sanders family, Deion Sanders, one of the most recognizable figures in NFL history and now a successful coach, revealed that his son, Shedeur Sanders, advised him not to attend the Cleveland Browns training camp. Yeah, that's right, Shedeur, who's been making waves as a quarterback prospect, apparently gave his dad some strategic advice that led him to sit out the Browns camp. Now, this has raised eyebrows across the league because Deion Sanders is not just any former player, he's a legend. His presence at a training camp would have been electric, for sure. But more interestingly, this decision is rooted in personal and strategic reasons, and it's all coming from Shedeur. The younger Sanders, currently making a name for himself in college football and looking to follow in his father's footsteps, reportedly guided his dad's choices based on what he perceives as best for their family and his own career trajectory. This decision has many layers. First, it speaks volumes about the close relationship between Deion and Shedeur. The Sanders family is known for their tight-knit bond, their unwavering commitment to football, and their strategic thinking. Shedeur, as a quarterback with potential, is already garnering attention from NFL scouts, and his advice to his father shows a maturity beyond his years. It also sparks a broader conversation about the role of family and personal relationships in the high-stakes world of professional football. While some might see this as a form of interference, others interpret it as a sign of support and strategic planning, deciding to sit out a training camp to avoid unnecessary distractions or conflicts of interest. Perhaps Shedeur's advice was aimed at protecting his father's brand, or maybe it was about focusing on his own development. Now, it's important to understand that Deion Sanders, despite his legendary NFL career and his current coaching success, especially his impactful stint at Colorado, still commands tremendous respect in the league. His decision to step back from the Browns camp, based on his son's counsel, leaves fans wondering how this might affect the team. The Browns, after all, are in a critical phase. They've assembled a roster with talented players and are pushing to become serious contenders in the AFC. The division, as you know, is fiercely competitive. The Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals are all battling for supremacy, and every edge counts. Having Deion Sanders, a charismatic and influential figure in their camp, could have added both leadership and excitement. His absence, therefore, raises questions about team chemistry, leadership, and the overall morale ahead of the new season. But let's take a step back and look at the broader picture. Cleveland has been on an upward trajectory, especially after some promising seasons. They've invested heavily in their defense, trying to solidify a unit that can challenge the best defenses in the league. They've also been working on their offensive line and receiver core, aiming to give their quarterback the best possible chance to succeed. And while the quarterback position has been a point of discussion, especially with the team's efforts to find stability, every piece of the puzzle matters. The Browns are a team that's built on resilience, grit, and a desire to finally get over the hump and reach the Super Bowl. They've been close before, and fans are eager to see them take that next step. In this context, the absence of a figure like Deion Sanders from their training camp could be seen as a setback, but it also highlights a different aspect of team dynamics, family influence, and strategic planning. Shedur's role as a young quarterback with potential makes this story even more fascinating. He's not just following in his father's footsteps, he's carving out his own path. His advice to Deion might be rooted in a desire to keep the focus on his development, to avoid distractions, or perhaps to manage his own workload and mental health as he transitions into the college football scene at a higher level. Whatever the case, it's a reminder of how personal decisions intertwine with professional careers, especially in a sport as demanding as football. Now, let's talk about what this could mean for the Browns in the immediate future. Naturally, there's speculation about how the team will respond to the absence of Deion Sanders during camp. Will it affect their leadership presence? Will it impact the team's morale or chemistry? It's worth noting that Cleveland's coaching staff and players are seasoned professionals who understand that sometimes strategic decisions outside the field can be necessary. Still, the fact that a figure of Deion Sanders' stature isn't present on the sidelines will be felt, especially among fans who admire his passion and leadership. His influence, even from afar, has always been a motivating factor for many players, and his absence might be a motivational challenge for the Browns to rally together and prove they can succeed without him. As we look ahead, the storyline of Shedur advising his father not to attend the Browns camp opens up many questions about the future. Will Deion Sanders eventually rejoin the team or participate in some capacity later in the offseason? Will Shedur's decision impact his draft stock or his relationship with NFL teams? And most importantly, how will this influence the Browns' strategy moving forward? The team's coaching staff is surely aware of these developments and will be considering how best to adapt their approach in the coming weeks. Cleveland's front office has shown a willingness to innovate and think outside the box, so this could very well be a temporary setback that sparks new ideas or strategies to keep their momentum going. Now, for the Browns fans, this story is more than just a headline. It's a reflection of the broader narrative of perseverance, family bonds, and strategic decision-making that defines this team. Cleveland's passion runs deep, and every season brings new hope and fresh opportunities. This offseason, with all its twists and turns, reminds us that football is not just about X's and O's, but also about the relationships, decisions, and sacrifices that shape the journey of a team. The Browns have a talented roster, a dedicated coaching staff, and a passionate fan base eager to see them succeed. And even though Deion Sanders isn't at camp right now, his influence remains, and his story continues to inspire those who believe in the power of family and strategic foresight. In conclusion, what we're witnessing is a fascinating chapter in the Cleveland Browns' ongoing story. The decision of Shedur Sanders to advise his father not to attend the Browns' training camp might seem small on the surface, but it's packed with implications. It highlights the importance of family, the strategic considerations behind player and figurehead decisions, and the resilience of a team striving for greatness. Browns fans, this season promises to be one of the most intriguing in recent memory, and stories like this remind us that football is more than just a game. It's a complex web of relationships, ambitions, and dreams. So stay tuned, because as the season approaches, we'll be right here bringing you all the latest updates, analysis, and behind-the-scenes stories that matter most to Cleveland Browns fans. Remember, this is your home for everything Browns, and we'll keep delivering the news you care about most. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Do you think Deion Sanders' absence will impact the team's chemistry or performance? Or do you see this as just a temporary strategic move that could benefit the team in the long run? Whatever your thoughts are, share them with us because this story is far from over. We'll be watching closely, and I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and analysis on how this situation unfolds and how it might shape the Browns' season. Remember, your support and engagement make this community stronger, so keep the comments coming and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for tuning in, Browns Nation, and as always, stay loyal, stay passionate, and let's keep fighting for that Super Bowl dream.